prestige that goes with the race, this year's Toyota Kalahari Botswana 1000 Desert Race could turn into a classic. And if a little luck runs their way, the Toyota Cup could overflow. With 3 different winners in 3 races so far this season, the special vehicle category in the Toyota Kalahari Botswana 1000 is wide open. Round 4 of the ABSA Off-Road Championship once again provides crews with a test of endurance and reliability. And with tight situations at the top of both the overall and Class A championship, the Desert Race takes on added importance for title hopefuls. The reigning South African champions Alfie Cox and Henie ter Steege in the motorized Bat Spec 3 went to the top of both overall and class logs with that win of theirs at Sun City, but it's a tenuous lead over Nick and Ryan Harper in the big Atlas Copco Bat, who won in Kluhlui, and motorites Evan Hutchison and Achim Bergman, who won the Nissan Dealer 400. And the motorite boys can never be written off. All 3 crews will be among the fancied runners in Botswana, with the Harpers looking for a repeat of their victory last year. As usual, however, there's no shortage of challenges. Shamir Varayawa and Siegfried Rousseau in the Total Motorsport Porter. Then there's Herman Silwalt and Mornay Moller in the Silwalt Transport Zarko. And Naheem Musaji and Rayan Bodhanya in their Total Motorsport Jimco have all come up with encouraging performances in recent outings. The fledgling Regent Racing squad also saw former SA champ Terence Marsh and Peter Groenewald and Mike Whitehouse, with Dean Langton picking up good results at Sun City. Add to them the likes of Gary Bertolt and Henry Costain in another Atlas Copco Porter, Nandis Alberts and Colin Hunter in the Rapsa Bat, Karl-Heinz Silwalt and Son Quinton in the Silwalt Transport Zarko, and Rob and Gareth Walk in the Superpay Bat, and you have the makings of a first-class battle. Bertolt and Costain were within touching distance of winning last year and would like to get that monkey off their backs for once and for all. The Harpers also demonstrated last season that the Toyota 1000 Desert Race is more often than not won in the last 100 Ks. Sheer pace is not a prerequisite for victory in Botswana, and it's the crew that can combine speed with patience and reliability that will triumph. Class B has been dominated this season by father and son Hendrik and Jan Kraai in the Regent Racing Bat. They have a perfect 3 out of 3 score so far this season, and the rest of the Class B runners will be hoping that they lose their way on the trip up to Gaborone. Johan and Etienne Besaidnout in the Adenko Bat, Bez Besaidnout and Johan de Bruin in the second, Gil Nel and Sandra Lebeskaghni in the Luke 8 Zarko Truggy, and then KwaZulu-Natal crew Marcus Taylor and Derek Keith in the JRE all pose a threat to the Kraai father and son combination. The De Bruin Brits Roacon Bat combination came up with an encouraging third at Sun City, and reigning champions Ernest Corbett and Warwick Goosen in the Century Property Development Bat will want to get their campaign on track after a late start to the season. Once again, though, it's going to boil down to a question of who can best see out the massive distance. On current form, however, the Kraais must be outright favourites to make it 4 in a row. Most of the Class S attention is again going to be focused on the rivalry between current championship leaders Schilling and Davies in the Plastotech Aceco, and Sun City winners Gosler and Carolyn in the Kopanang Hotel Super Team Raceco. Schilling and Carolyn are both former Toyota Desert Race overall winners, so there's not a lot you can teach them about this one. So far this season, they've triumphed twice, and the toughest challenge to the Joburg pair and Gosler and Carolyn is likely to come from Gibson and Whitehurst in the Absolute Aceco, and the Class S duel in the sand could develop into a major feature of the race. The Toyota 1000 Desert Race proved again last year that there's always a sting in the tail. In terms of picking a winner, it's a case of you pay your monies and you take your chances. But make no mistake, the Botswana locals always make this a great stop on the national roster. There will be 1 or 2 surprises as well, though.
We've had approximately 80% of the route is new. It still runs